times did you have to film the scene with the baseball that way? You're beating this guy to death. How many times did you have to do that?
Well, we did a number of times. We shot the scene over, the whole scene, we spent, I think, 5 or 6 days shooting it. And it was the first thing we shot. So Quentin was like, I was back in this cave, just like working myself up, like ready to kill. And then Quentin was like, and that's cut. All right, let's wrap for the day. I was like, ugh. And then like, you know, Brad was going to go, easy tiger, easy tiger. So like, and I asked them to put like a pull-up bar and a punching bag so I could like stay loose. I didn't want to like, you know, didn't be like, oh, I pulled a muscle. Like, I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know, for days, it was like, just working myself up, and then Quentin would be like, and that's a wrap. So we never get to it. And I worked myself up to like tears, and then never get to shoot it. So it was like, Quentin, you're blue balling me every day. But he was doing it on purpose. Finally, we got to the scene, and I was just ready. I was just ready to explode. And I just like unloaded on the guy, and it was great. You know, when I finally beat him, just to get that out and just do it over and over and over and over. And I just completely blew out my voice. And then we had to film the reactions of the guys cheering me on. And, you know, we'd already gotten shots of me doing this today, so by the time it came to me beating again, they were, like, excited, but Quentin's like, no, you guys gotta be loving this, and they gotta be, like, laughing, so I just started fucking the dump, like, 69ing it, like, skull fucking it, like, really skull fucking it, and the guy's like, ah! Until, like, you see Till Schweiger with the biggest smile on his face, and that was, like, me skull fucking the dummy. So that's what I was willing to do for my fellow bastards. But, it was, it's this crazy thing where, like, you're back there, like, I didn't want to be too actory and try to get all emotional, but, you know, I was listening to heavy metal and listening to all this music to just, like, psych myself up to kill, like, Iron Maiden and, like, Misfits and Guns N' Roses and, like, you know, Dead Kennedys, just, like, punk rock. And then my girlfriend at the time had put Hannah Montana as a joke. No, I meant it was like, everybody makes mistakes. Like, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody, sometimes I'm in a jam. I gotta make the thing. I'm like crazy. I was like fucking like singing Hannah Montana. And it was like, what if like Brad Pitt came back and was like, what the fuck are you listening to? And what if Quentin was like, what are you doing? Are you listening to Hannah Montana? Aren't you? You're dead. Like, you see you beating this guy. What the hell's wrong with you? And I just thought like, oh God, what if I get caught like listening to Hannah Montana? I had like total Hannah Montana shame. And then I was like, she put this on as a joke, but now I'm like kind of enjoying it, and I'm like secretly embarrassed about that, and that just made me go crazy. So if I really wanted to like instantly go to my psycho place, I would just put on Hannah Montana and think like, God, what if I was at a concert and then like I had a bat, like would I just start the place out? And then like, what if I was Hannah Montana? Like how would I pull that off? Like I don't even look like I'm in college, let alone high school. But like, would I be a teacher who's also a pop star? But and what? Oh yeah, we gotta film the scene. Like it's like, man, you're so intense, you're so in the zone, and I'm thinking, what if I was Hannah Montana? Like, you know, you never know what takes you to a place of insanity.
We often hear about how costuming can help you get into character.
Yes.
How just the fact that he wields a bloody baseball bat as opposed to like a knife or a gun, how did that help you get into this guy's mindset, the character?
Oh, well, I grew up in Boston, and let me tell you, you use your baseball bat off the field more than you use it on the field in Boston. I mean, everybody had baseball bats in their cars in Boston. That was just like a big thing. Like I remember in high school, we were getting drunk like on a Wednesday in this girl's basement, and some kid came down with his nose broken. This kid Matt Casey, and like we were seniors, they were juniors, and they're like, the juniors fucked up Casey, and we're like, kill the juniors! And everybody had bats like within seconds, and the juniors showed up to finish the fight. And everyone was like, shh, just smashing these kids with like crushing their cars with bats. And I remember I was like staying back, like watching these like Clockwork Orange animals, and this kid jumped in the car next to me, and I was like, dude, I can't believe you did that for Matt Casey. And he goes, who's Matt Casey? Like, that exemplified Boston. It was like, no, everybody just wanted an excuse to smash something. So when I had that bat, I thought of that. And I thought of those guys being like, who's Matt Casey? I don't give a fuck. And he said to me, he goes, I don't give a fuck, I just want to smash some shit. So when I had that bat in my hand in the Boston, which is where I grew up, like that's what I thought of. Plus, being in wool underwear will make you want to kill anything. I mean, we were fully period, everything. We had, even if it wasn't seen, like the socks, the underwear, wool wife beaters, my God, and you can imagine what I smelled like. I smelled like a bear after being in that, like it was disgusting, but the costume, Quentin's like, yeah, you're gonna get a cool leather jacket, and you're gonna get a sawed-off shotgun, like, I was like, Mad Max, like, yeah, that'd be cool. So I got there, because I got there first, I got to kind of poach all the cool costumes. I was like, I want that jacket, I want that gun, I want that. And he's like, yeah, cool, you got here first, you get all the cool stuff. Sam Levine in the sweater.
How do you think this experience of working on this film will change your future attitude toward acting, directing?
Oh, well, it's certainly going to change the way I write scenes. I always, in Hostel, after I did an intense torture scene, gave the actors a few days off to recover and rest. And, you know, I'm glad I did that. I could see why you need that. But one thing is going to change is how I run my sets. You know, Quentin had a big rule about no cell phones, no computers, no Blackberries, nothing on set. And we had a guy that we called Checkpoint Charlie, this German guy who was like, you had to give him your phone. Like, if your phone went off, you're fucked. Like, Quentin was firing people. You'd get cut, like your lines, just like someone else suddenly had your part. Like, it was no bullshit. Like, you were there for the movie. And if you're doing anything else on set, you're out. So nobody brought their phones. You could keep it in your trailer, talk during lunch, whatever. But it gave everyone a certain focus. And Quentin did not have video playback. So he goes, I hate this fucking Video Village bullshit. I don't want everyone at the monitor watching this, watching that. No. You fucking do your job, and I'll watch it from the camera. And if the DP says it's fine, it's fine. I trust him, and we're moving on. And as a result, everyone's focused. You're not just sitting around. There's no like he would break up the chairs. I was like, where's Video Village? He's like, it's like the mayor. It's like the fucking mayor came in and shut it down. We're like Chairtown. We're like, what happened to Chairtown? And he's like, there's no more fucking Chairtown, all right? Chairtown is becoming too much of a fucking social thing, and I'm here making the movie, and you're all fucking going to Chairtown every day, and like that's what we're fucking here for. And he's like, he's right. It's like I was like, where are all the chairs? It's like no more Chairtown. So like fuck. So you know it was certain things like that kept the focus. Quentin did not have a trailer. He's like, what am I fucking hanging out my trailer for? My job's to be on set. I'm making this movie. And I was really impressed. It just changed. Like, once you everyone was like, what? How can you make a movie without Video Village? But we need our cell phones. What? No director? And you realize you don't need any of it. It helps you. And I was thinking, yeah, of course, in Cabin Fever, we never need that stuff. We just move fast. So, you know, there were certain things like that. Also, when Quentin's directing you, you know, you give your performance, and then he turns the camera around, and you're off camera acting for the actor. Well, Quentin, I was like, man, that was where I came up with all my good stuff. He goes, dude, it doesn't matter if you're Robert De Niro, Sam Jackson, everybody is more relaxed off camera. It's just someone's. He's like everybody's relaxed off camera. That was me. And he said everyone's relaxed off camera, and you're just better. That's just how it is. He goes, you're not self-conscious, and stuff just comes out of you that might not. Yeah, sure. Because stuff just comes out of you that you might be, you know, too self-conscious. You might, you know, second-guess yourself. You don't second-guess yourself when you're off camera. And what he does is, if there's something he sees off camera that he likes, he'll stop, he'll finish to this actor, he'll relight, and he'll reshoot you. And that happened, best example of that, and that's what makes Quentin such a great director, is everybody's now, like, on it full-time, 100%. Even though they were before, now it gives you the hope that if you come up with something genius, it's going to still make it into the movie. Because Quentin's watching you and watching how the other person responds. And as a result, everyone's performance is better. You know, like Brad is great off camera. Everyone's great off camera. But if Quentin, like, if you don't get it, like and there's time and he likes it, he'll turn the camera around. The best example was when we were doing the introductions, when we were like trying to be Italian. And he's like, buongiorno. And he's like, Antonio Margheriti, you know, like that. And then he's like, don't eat the cocoa, and Omar nodded. And we filmed the whole day of that. And then the next day we were shooting Christoph. So we're all like doing Londa, and I'm like really trying out this like hand gesture. And then Quentin, and then Omar nods, and Quentin goes, what if Omar just copies Donnie and does that too? So he goes, Eli, I know it's Ricardo. I was like, no, this joke is better. Not as a punch, but as a setup for Omar, because now you just realize the whole mission's fucked, because these guys have no idea what he's doing. If this guy's copying Donnie, then they're really screwed. And then he just did that, and then Omar just did it exactly like and that just set up everything about the finale of how fucked these guys were. But that's Quentin. Quentin paying attention to everything. And then Quentin stopped, and he's like, guys, relight, turn it around, bring in all the background, redress everything behind them, we're reshooting that. Because that little hand gesture was so fucking funny and set up the entire last act. So little things like that I never thought. I figured once you get it, you move on. But knowing that if someone does something great, like turn the camera around and get it.
I was wondering, were there any other roles in this film that you were interested, that you would have liked to give a shot at?
No. the only role for me was the bear jib. I mean, I was like, this is it. I mean, to be a Jewish guy from Boston that just beats Nazis to death with a baseball bat, I've been training my whole life for that part. There's no other role. And that's what I said to him. I was like, this is it. You know, I think there's some actors that feel, that no actors in this cast, but actors he's worked with that felt that they were, okay, well, now that I've been in a Tarantino movie, I can do anything. But for us, this was Endgame. This was it. Like, the ultimate dream for all of us was to be in a Tarantino movie. And we know there's no such thing as a small part in a Tarantino film. I mean, you can be Floyd in True Romance, you can be Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction. Every part is a chance to create a classic cinema moment. And everybody's going for it. And I felt so lucky. In the first table read, you looked around the room, it's Christoph Waltz and August Diehl, who plays Major Hellstrom, and all these incredible European actors, Melanie Laurent. You felt, God, this movie is going to be amazing. It's going to be something so special and so different. It was just a thrill to be a part of it.